This word is for you, chosen one, regarding your daughter. Tomorrow is more than simply another day. It is the flipping of a page that heaven has already written. You might not have known it, but your heart has been yearning for this moment. This isn't just a coincidence. This is God's plan. The Lord says in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." Something holy is around your daughter. At this time, a heavenly appointment is about to happen in your life, like lightning splitting the sky. It's not only about the event tomorrow, it's also about who she is becoming. She is a key to what must happen. The sky has said that it is her time, and since she is tied to you by spirit, by calling, and by the obedience that runs through your family, your own path is changing as well. This isn't a call to be afraid. It's a call to have trust. The sufferings of this present time are not, as Romans 8:18 implies, worth comparing to the glory that is about to be revealed in us. What is about to be born is bigger than anything you thought you could handle. You will soon see that it was always written. Stay with this message until the end. Even now, something is stirring in the unseen realm. As you listen, let your heart rise up and then share your most heartfelt wish in the comments along with the number 99. This is a moment of manifestation. And when you declare your prayer boldly and lovingly, you release the energy of heaven itself. Remember the words of Job 22:28. You will also decree a thing, and it will be established for you, and light will shine on your ways. This is the beginning of a wave of answered prayers. Chosen one, like this video. Subscribe if you haven't, and join this movement. Your daughter was not born at a random time, in a random place, or to a random parent. She is not an accident of circumstance, but the living expression of an eternal design. She was chosen through you, for this very generation. She has something fierce, something pure, and something holy inside her. You can feel it in her words, in the way she loves without explanation, and in her strength. People may have called her too different, too much, or too sensitive, but they don't know what heaven has put inside her. Her spirit is tuned to the frequency of eternity, so she can sense things that others can't. As 1 Corinthians 2:9 says, "No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love him, has made for those who adore him." Heaven has marked her. That is why everything will change tomorrow. A spiritual turning point is at her door, and the ripple will reach you too. She is receiving a spiritual download in her soul. A recalibration awakens your sense of identity, direction, and purpose. And you, the chosen one, are not merely here to see it happen. You are a part of it. You are the link that God made between the past and the future. Your prayers, your tears, and your humble sacrifices have not forgotten. They were never thrown away. They are seeds. And today, those seeds are growing into the future that God has planned for her. What is about to happen is not random. It is the change your soul has been longing for, even while your head couldn't figure out why the promise seemed to be taking so long. Habakkuk 2:3 states, "For the vision waits for an appointed time. Though it lingers, wait for it. It will surely come and will not delay." That time is now. There were days you were worried about her, nights when you were worried about her safety, times when you felt helpless as you watched her fight fights you couldn't fight. The enemy tried to dim her light, stifle her voice, and change the facts. Heaven caught every muttered prayer, every tear that flowed in solitude, and every plea you thought no one heard. You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. None of it was lost. Every word you lifted to God concerning is what Psalm 56:8 says. Her is alive and active right now. The moment has to be good for both of you. She is going through a door that not everyone can open because it is a holy invitation and a heavenly responsibility. When her purpose wakes up, not only does her life change, it's your whole family tree. Isaiah 61:9 says that their children will be known throughout the nations. Everyone who sees them will agree that they are a people who have been blessed by the Lord. This is more than just one moment. This is for the next generation, but it starts with your following orders. The decision to have faith even when you can't see. There will be signs. You will hear her talk in a new way. Her mind will get sharper. She will feel more brave. Don't think of it as rebellion. It is a revelation. The curtain is coming off. She is remembering who she really is. Just like Jeremiah 15 says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." As she remembers, mending will speed up, peace will anchor her mind, and dreams that have been buried for a long time will come back to life. And her authority will shine. You, chosen one, will see with your own eyes the answer to your quiet prayers. Tomorrow may look like any other day to the world, but in the spirit world, it is a holy shift. Don't take it lightly. Speak blessings over her life. Even if she is far away or hasn't spoken in months, your voice still matters. Proverbs 18:21 says, "The tongue has the power of life and death." Say life over her. Speak as heaven speaks. Get this. Some of the fights you had recently weren't even about you. The confusion, the heaviness, the fighting. It was the enemy trying to stop her before her time, but you stood your ground. You kept believing, and now heaven is responding. Your endurance has moved God's heart, and He is about to raise her up in such undeniable ways that every enemy, every critic, and every doubter will be silenced. Don't be surprised if your emotions rise tonight before the new day comes. That is not weakness. It is the Spirit feels the heaviness of what is going to happen. Psalm 30 verse 5 says, "Weeping may stay for the night, but joy comes in the morning." There's glory in the tears, power in the breaking, and reward in the alignment. You're not just a parent, you're also a spiritual protector, a guardian of legacy, and a gatekeeper of generations. Today, with heaven's authority on your side, you're walking her into her next season with a strength you didn't know you had. You are here for a reason, not because of your title or position, but because of your heart. God chose you to be the vessel through which she would enter this world. And that is no accident. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 15. And now, the very child who came through you is about to show the world why she was sent. A shift is here, and tomorrow it breaks open. Your obedience has put the wheels in motion, and heaven is aligning what earth has not yet seen. Get ready. Everything is about to change. The Spirit is already celebrating. Even if your eyes cannot yet see it, the atmosphere is alive with holy anticipation. Eye has not seen, nor ear heard, nor has entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for those who love Him. 1 Corinthians 2:9. At the center of this divine movement is your daughter. This is not poetry. This is not exaggeration. This is real. She carries a promise, one ancient and unshakable. Something heaven has protected for generations, and now finally allows to blossom. The world may underestimate her. People may misunderstand her. But heaven has never turned its gaze away. Tomorrow is more than a new day. It is the lifting of a veil, the breaking of chains, the release of something eternal. She's not simply your child. She's a carrier of covenant, a living testimony of God's faithfulness. Yes, life has tried to bury her under pain, confusion, rejection, fear. But the seed of God cannot die. It is breaking through the soil, not because she is flawless, but because she is chosen. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit. John 15:16. Her spirit is tuned to a frequency that wakes up what others forgot within themselves, which is why the enemy has tried so desperately to silence her. He saw the glow before she did, but what he did not calculate was you, your covering, your faith, your unwavering alignment with heaven. You held the line, chosen one, and now heaven is about to honor it. You may see scars, remnants of battles she never asked for, wounds from a childhood too heavy for her shoulders. But those scars are holy. They are not shame. They are proof. They testify that she endured, and those very scars will soon become the keys that unlock healing in others. By his wounds, we are healed. Isaiah 53:5. And now through hers, healing will flow. She will not hide them. She will teach through them, rise through them, breathe new life through them. She is rising not. She is rising with your DNA in her bones, your fire in her soul, and your wisdom guiding her path. This is not a small change. It is historic. Her choices now echo with heaven's counsel. She is awakening not with knowledge the world taught her, but with revelation poured from the Spirit. Watch for it. It may show up in subtle ways, an unexpected boldness, a peace you can't explain. Wisdom far beyond her years. Don't dismiss it. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. Her soul is remembering the assignment. The layers of fear, insecurity, and silence are peeling away. This is why tomorrow matters so much. It is the breaking of a hidden curse, the end of a silent bondage, the beginning of a new prophetic chapter, and you are not merely a witness. You are part of it. The same prayers you whispered in secret are now manifesting in the open. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Psalm 126 verse 5. The fruit is appearing. Even if she doesn't say it, her spirit knows your covering has been her anchor. It held her through storms no one else saw. And now the seas are calming. Not because the world stops being chaotic, but because she is becoming stronger than the chaos. Her gifts are about to unfold. Gifts of spirit, of mind, of heart. They will emerge through encounters, conversations, dreams. Be ready, even if her path looks different than you imagined. For my thoughts are, the Lord says, your thoughts are not my thoughts, and your ways are not my ways. Isaiah 55:8. Don't be afraid of the unknown. Trust the process. Yes, with awakening comes resistance, but pressure is proof of the promise. Turbulence confirms takeoff. She is not fragile. She is forged. She is fire-tested. She is grace-empowered. And the same Spirit that sustained you is now resting on her. Now, what once could not break you has now become the foundation that builds her. A new generation rises, and it rises swiftly. Tomorrow will not change because the earth suddenly bends to your will. It will change because her eyes will open, because the divine covenant you carried has reached its appointed hour, because the veil has been torn away and the moment has come for her to step out of the shadows and into her God-given light. As she steps forward, your own purpose will be renewed. This is the inheritance of faithfulness through generations. For the promise is for you and your children and for all who are far off. Acts 2:39. You used to pray for the child, but now she carries the flame. Don't let anyone downplay this moment or say it was just a coincidence. If your spirit trembles when you hear this, it's because eternity is pressing in. God didn't just give you a daughter, He gave you a living message, a mirror of His grace, and a movement that is about to happen. She is walking into rooms, opportunities, and revelations that you can't even imagine, not for her own glory, but for His purpose. You were born to lift her up, and you were born to change things. And now is the time. It may come as a whisper or as thunder, but it will come. Stay close to her in spirit. Speak life over her every day. Remind her of who she really is when the world tries to make her forget. Because you said yes to God, she will now live in her own yes. These are the moments that can't be explained, only felt. Tomorrow will be one of those moments. You will feel the change in your spirit before your mind can explain it. There will be a holy stillness, a whisper that tells you something eternal has shifted. The world may look the same, but for you and your daughter, nothing will ever be the same again. This is destiny aligning with divine schedule. This is why you've been sensing something stirring within you. This is why this message is reaching you now. She is stepping into a spiritual frequency few ever touch, and her life will never again look ordinary. The alignment of her soul, the breaking open of her purpose, the resurrection of her. It is happening right now in the unseen place where faith does its greatest work. For we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. It is not about performance, applause, or recognition. It is about her becoming the woman God called her to be, before the noise of the world tried to rename her. She does not need the approval of the masses. She needs only your agreement. That is what anchors her. You are not called to fix her, nor to control her journey. You are called to see her, to recognize when her spirit touches new heights, even if no one else sees them. Haven't you seen glimpses already? The way her eyes have a depth that goes beyond her ears, the way her presence changes the room, the way compassion flows from her without being taught. These are not just traits. They are divine markers. Tomorrow does not mark an event, but the beginning of an unraveling. The unraveling of every false identity, every limiting belief, and every chain that ever tried to bind her. For too long, she may have worn roles that were never meant for her, roles shaped by fear, pain, but now heaven says she can walk away. She is being reminded that she is more than her past, more than what other people think, and more than her own doubts. And you, chosen one, are part of this story because she carries your blood, your prayers, your obedience, and your endurance. Every time you chose to rise instead of quit, you made room for her destiny. Every time you chose integrity over compromise, you planted seeds that are now breaking into bloom. Do not grow tired of doing good. If we don't give up, we will reap a harvest at the right time. Galatians 6:9. And that right time is now. There is a version of your daughter that she hasn't met yet, the one who knows her own power, who walks with confidence, who doesn't wait for permission, but lives by revelation. That version is healed, brave, and unstoppable. As she becomes that version of herself, the world around her must change, old ties will break, fears will lose their grip, and false identities will fall apart. This is not destruction, is holy construction. God is rebuilding her from truth, not trauma. And within this rebuilding lies a mission far greater than herself. She will not only transform her own life, but she will become a lighthouse for others. Her voice will guide. Her story will heal. She was never meant to blend in. She was always destined to lead. And you were always chosen to prepare her for this. Even in moments you felt unqualified, like you were failing, the truth is, you were faithful. And faithful parents bear chosen children. It has never been about being perfect. It has always been about being there and taking on the weight of responsibility, even when your arms shook. And because of that faithfulness, the generational promise has found its fulfillment in her. It's about choosing love over fear over and over again. That's what she carries from you, not just your bloodline, but also your strength, faith, and resilience. And now that she is stepping into this divine elevation, your job is to stay spiritually awake. She may not always have the words. She may stop talking, go quiet, or seem distant at times. Don't be afraid. These are signs of growth, proof that God is changing her spirit. Her soul is getting something new. Heaven is rearranging her identity. And you don't always need answers. Sometimes, just being there for her will speak louder than 1,000 sermons. She will start to walk differently in spirit, purpose, and grace. Her choices will matter more. Her dreams may become clearer. Her hunger for truth will get stronger. And through it all, clarity will grow. The clarity you've been praying for. As Proverbs 4:18 says, "The path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining ever brighter until the full light of day." But she won't be walking by herself. The same God who helped you through hard times is now helping her. The same angels that protected you in the middle of the night are now in charge of her voyage. This isn't simply a breakthrough, it's a birth, a rebirth of her actual nature. And when your genuine self wakes up, everything changes. Some people near her will be drawn to the light. Some people will fight it and leave. Let them go, because the future needs a clean environment. No noise, no performance, just truth, tranquility, and divine harmony. Yes, it might make you cry. The change has finally come after years of hoping, fretting, and waiting. Let yourself feel it. You should be happy about what's going on because it's sacred. You are not going to lose her. You are watching her grow into the fullness of who God made her to be. The one who doesn't hide anymore, doesn't shrink, and breathes freely with purpose. And when she gets up, something in you will get up too. New happiness, new vigor, and a stirring in your own spirit that you haven't felt in years. You will see that every delay, every detour, and every tear was worth it. All of it led up to this holy moment. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not give up, says Galatians 6:9. And now you are tasting it. You may see the living fruit of your love and the proof of your prayers in the harvest. This is legacy in action. This is heaven's answer to years of faithfulness, healing, wholeness, and victory that you both didn't see. As this new chapter begins, your perspective on the past will change. What used to seem arbitrary or mean now starts to make sense in light of God's plan. Romans 8:28 says, "We know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." And now, the patterns are clear. What you thought were detours were always part of his plan. Understand this. Her emergence is connected to yours. Her transformation is not separate from yours. It is part of your calling. This was never just about her becoming. It was always about both of you growing. Even the memories of struggle, the long nights of silence, and the times that felt like failure were not breaks, but holy stretching. The tension that had to form between two powerful spirits in one story, carrying unique assignments. Some breakthroughs had to wait for the right season. Some seeds had to grow in the dark before blooming in the light. But now, the appointed time has come. Isaiah 61 proclaims, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." Your daughter is stepping into her light, not through shame, but through purpose. And when someone begins to see themselves the way heaven sees them, they become unstoppable. Doors that once slammed shut will now, when she enters, rooms that used to look down on her will change. Parts that used to ignore her will be pierced by her presence. This is spiritual momentum, and it cannot be stopped. Yes, you may feel awe. You may even feel a bittersweet ache as you watch her grow beyond what you can hold. That is natural. That is love. But do not mistake it for loss. You are not losing connection. You are expanding it. You are stepping into a new covenant of the Spirit. This is no longer just about guidance. It's about wisdom. She may not need your hand as much, but she will need your voice, your prayers, and your faith more than ever. You are not her past. You are her foundation. Every step she takes brings your strength with it. As Proverbs 22:6 says, "Train up a child in the way he should go. He won't leave it, even when he's elderly." You might be surprised by some of the choices she makes. Some people will tell you something you already know in your heart. Be open. Have faith in the process. He has, is what Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, made everything beautiful in its time. You don't have to micromanage her journey. Your role is to speak life into it, to be her mirror when she forgets who she is, her reminder when the world tries to blur her identity. Through her, a generational calling is being unlocked. She is not just being elevated for herself, she's carrying a mantle for those who will come after. Isaiah 61 verse 1 declares, "The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted." Her life will be that testimony. People will find healing through her story, direction through her voice. She will be a lighthouse to the wandering, a safe space for the misunderstood, an answer to silent prayers. And this didn't happen in isolation. It flows from your faithfulness. You've carried burdens in silence. You stayed standing when you had every reason to fall. You wrestled with doubt in the dark of night. And now, Galatians 6:9 comes alive. Don't get tired of doing good. If you don't give up, you will reap what you have sown. The harvest is here. What drained you is being restored with joy. What you bore alone is now multiplied. This isn't just her breakthrough. It's your harvest. You may not have had all the resources or support you needed, but you had the heart. Heaven always honors the heart. That's why she will go into rooms you never entered and stand on platforms that were delayed in your generation. Not because you failed, but because you prepared the ground for her to plant deeper roots. You were the base so she could be the future. You will feel lighter as she rises. The exhaustion will go away. The pressure will ease, because when God breaks a generational chain, He sets more than one person free. You will laugh again. You will dream again. Parts of you that were buried under survival will come back to life. Psalm 126 verse 5 says, "Those who sow in tears shall reap with shouts of joy." That joy is coming now. This is the power of legacy. Not just watching someone else grow, but growing with them. There will be times when she opens her heart in ways she never has before, when she talks about her fears, doubts, or pain. Don't be alarmed. God bless you.